I promise you, you get one chance in life, and whatever you want to do with it, do it. Team No Excuses presents the Ray Lewis Show. It's always amazing. I'm just telling you, life is really amazing. I really believe life is all about perspective, right? How you see it, how you view it, how you relate to it or not. And I think my last week has really been interesting because I've just been learning about so many new people. Even my guest today takes the mindset. I'm just really intrigued. I'm not going to hold him out long because I want to bring him in. But he's one of those guys that plays with the mind and figures it out and how to trigger people. And listen, this man, two best-selling books out, motivational coach, NBA. Everybody wants him. Everybody needs a piece of my next guest, the great David Nurse. David, what's going on, my friend? Get in here.
Ray, hey, I appreciate that intro, man. If I can hire you as my agent, you've got a job for life with me, man.
All I need is 10%, D. D, give me 10%.
Hey, you got it, man. You got it.
Brother, listen, I want to jump right into it, man, because I just read some stuff up on you, bro. When did you get to the point in your young life to where you said the mindset is the key?
Man, that's a great question. And first of all, taking it back to how you said everything is based on perspective, I can't agree with that more, man. We have 35,000 choices that we make daily. On average, that's how many choices we make. Every single one of those choices we can look at, whether it's a positive or negative. It's just like that Batman movie where the guy Two-Face, he flips a coin. And if it lands tails, it's going to be negative. If it lands heads, something's good. That's how most of us view our lives. But literally, we can take these positives, building momentum being the most effective compounding effect is that momentum, or a negative. Think about it. Something negative in your life is a way that you can learn from it. You can grow from it. They say failure is the best teacher. Of course it is. But also, if you have something negative happen to you, it's a great way to be able to teach others who are going to go through that same thing. Yeah. So their perspective, to start this whole conversation off, everything is based on perspective. And Ray, I believe we all have a superhero power within us, and it is that power of choice. So I really understood how important the mind was when I was working with NBA players. And I'm blessed to be able to work with a ton of NBA players, some of the best, and I'm seeing the difference of, okay, what really separates these guys? They all have this amazing talent. You know it as a top-level professional athlete. The talent level is always there, but what's the difference maker? And it's the mindset. It's the same aspect of when you work on your physical tools, your skill development, it builds that muscle memory. The myelin in the brain builds the muscle memory. But if you have these mental tools, which can help you to become unshakable in a storm, because you know every game is going to have its challenges. It never goes the way you plan it. So if these NBA players, I started working with them and showing them, hey, you know what, let's work on this mindset habit or this mindset habit. And we can go through a bunch of these different tools. But I started to see, you know what, if you focus on the mental aspect of it, you not only can control what you're doing on court, but you can also control how you're feeling inside. And as we know, when the pressure comes on, the ones that are able to control their mental aspect are the ones who step up and take it to another level. So really, Ray, the mental game is about going from not just good to great, but from great to outstanding.
Does everyone have that? And can it be taught?
So, great question. Everyone has the capability of learning it. It's just to whatever extent. We all have certain attributes, I believe. Like for you, for example, you've got different attributes, more athletic than I am. Maybe I have more different attributes to shoot a three-pointer than you do. And we all have, you say, yeah, we all have the levels of attributes. And depending on how much we pour into these, how much we feed these, is how much we can grow them. Some can grow them faster. Yeah. And I like to say there's three tools to determining an all-star in any field. And it has to be these. Number one, you have to have talent. There's no way around it. You absolutely have to have talent. Mm-hmm. Number two, you have to have insatiable drive. And what I mean by that is when the lights aren't on, it's these.
My goodness.
Yeah, man,
it's on.
So true. But you know, So many people only want to perform when the lights are on. They're like, oh,
Lights are on.
I'm going to perform. Yeah, when it's game time. Nobody is just a gamer. People might say they're a gamer. Like I'll look like when I'm speaking on stage, it can look like I'm winging it because I prepared time and time and time again. And without that drive, you don't build up, number one, the reps and the confidence through the preparation. So it's like, for example, when the world shut down in 2020, I had a player, Domantas Sabonis. He was an NBA All-Star. He's a stud. He came out here to LA, and we found just like old buildings and just random gyms to train in at 6 a.m. in the morning. Now, this guy, this NBA All-Star, didn't have to do this. He was already set. He had his contract, but he wanted to keep improving and keep improving. Nobody sees these workouts that he goes through. But he knows this is the insatiable drive. And it's what I also call, Ray, is do I have to drag you to the gym or do you drag me to the gym? And if you drag me to the gym, you have it. You have that it. You know? So we got talent, have to have it, insatiable drive, and relentless consistency. That's the third piece. Relentless consistency is
David, you got to get out of my books. You are in my books. How much there ain't no way, David, you can come to that one. I just said this now. Keep going. God damn it.
I love it, man. But the thing is, like, you get these. You understand that you have to have these, but most people do not. Most people in life want to take a shortcut. Most people want to take the easy route. People will see you on Sunday celebrating, or you now with this great podcast and all that you're doing, but it takes work. It's the greatest quote, the cliche, the 10 years to become an overnight success. And it's probably more. Like, for example, my uncle who coaches the Toronto Raptors, Nick Nurse, he won an NBA championship in his first year as a head coach. And everybody was looking at like, man, we got lucky. First year NBA head coach, lightning struck in a bottle. Man, he's been coaching as a head coach for 27 years, coaching in small colleges over in England, Belgium, countries where you don't even know play basketball. He was popping popcorn at halftime, taping players' ankles because he lived in that mentality that he would be an NBA champion coach one day.
The lifestyle. It's a lifestyle, David. That's the choice, right? That's the choice. They keep. Listen, man. This is what makes this so good. Look, I want to keep going because you're amazing. You are amazing. You're absolutely amazing. Be careful with that jumper, though. I'm like Worthy. in the paint. Yeah, Worthy. Coach, I see you. Just hush. Your part ain't come up yet. Let me finish this. But David, this is something I gotta ask, right? You speak about transforming your life to become unstoppable. That's a different mindset. So that's why I'm asking all of the people who's watching, is that teachable? Can you grab that? Can you lose that? Can you regain that?
Yeah, I know that you can for a fact. And I know that it's building these mindset habits into your daily routine. Yeah. So 80% of our days are habitual. That means basically we're doing the same thing 80% of the times. If you set your 80% for success habits and you're building these mental tools, because the tough thing, Ray, is people will see, you can see physical gifts and your skill development. You can physically see those, so people will believe those, but you can't see the mental aspect of it. So I have my NBA players, they watch their personal highlight reel every morning when they wake up, before they step on the floor for practice and before they step on the floor for the game. So this is a accumulation of 2 to 3 minutes of their best clips. Now, the reason doing this is, okay, they've been to this point before. They've been at this top elite level. Or someone in business, if you gave a great talk or you had a great sale, you can recreate this, visualize it in your mind. But most of us, we think the negative. We have this self-doubt creep in. And this is a crazy stat for you, 50,000 self-talk thoughts daily. On average, 80% of those are negative self-talk thoughts. So most people have 40,000 negative thoughts floating through their mind. So if we combat
negative thoughts,
it's crazy, right? And when you wait, like most people,
you better have some faith.
You have to, but you have to have some faith. Without faith, so Ray, me and you both know, like without Jesus, like we can't do any of this. Like I would love to stop this conversation to say just Jesus is the way to have this kind of faith.
The only way, follow him and you win.
Exactly. But if we want to go into some mindset tools, man, the highlight reel, the personal highlight reel, is so powerful. So think about that. When was your best day? If you're a stay-at-home mom, when did you make some crazy great dinner? Or when you were making a sales call, when did you just crush it? You recreate these in your mind on a daily basis. This starts to become who you are. You live in these stories that you create. There's also other ways to call this up too.
Can I share something with you though?
I'd love to, man. What do you got?
This is so good, right? So, and Coach knows this, but so you hear how you say you make the personal highlight reel to watch? I used to watch the mistakes of mine.
Ooh, nice.
In a highlight reel.
Yes.
I used to watch the hesitation of knowing and guessing. Right? And my steps would follow that. If I barely missed the tackle, I can go immediately what my thought was. I can tell you the exact thing happened. So when you start to replay that over and over in your mind, what starts to happen is you stop hesitating. And when it's time to go, it's time to go because you don't think, you react. I'm telling you, it's so good because I do go back and watch my good plays too now.
So I think that's a great point though, Ray. I think it has to be a balance though. So highlight reel to get yourself in that confidence of knowing that you can get to that elite level that you've been before, but also the film of learning like, okay, if I was a half a second off, or in basketball terms, if I didn't have my feet ready, you can watch those film and see, okay, now I know how to do it differently. But you know, one of the most powerful things that I've found working with players, and I stole this from Jordan and Kobe's mental coach. He used to have them train visualization of visualizing the entire game, how they wanted it to play out, but also visualizing it when something crazy would happen, when the storm would happen in the game. Because games never go the way we think, never go the way we plan them to. So Kobe and Jordan would see themselves missing a shot, turning the ball over. Now, how do you react and overcome?
Okay, so this is good because, yeah, I flirt with that mentality a lot from this perspective. When you position yourself to miss, you don't care about failing.
Yes.
Right? That's the secret sauce. The secret sauce is, damn it, just do it.
Yes.
Just shoot it. Right? Yes. That's why his mentality is what it was. It's like, listen, there are people gonna watch the game, watch a play happen, or you're gonna make a play happen. Right? Just so happened I got mothers not liking me because I made a play. That wasn't my fault. It was only my job, right? But it's the mentality that you're talking about. That's why I want to transition to, I want to hit on your books right quick. Pivot and Go, man. Where's the thought process when you start to formulate these books, becoming 2-time best-selling books, motivational coach, but where does your thought go when you started to put this on paper?
So with Pivot and Go, man, all of us go through some point in our life where we feel stuck, where you just can't how can I get out of this? And what a pivot is a small shift in perspective. So it's a basketball term when all the defense is on you and you can't see the hoop, you can't see your teammates, and you make this small turn and everything opens up. So when you tell somebody, hey, change is daunting. It's automatically a word that we take like, man, I don't want change. But if you pivot your perspective, it can open up an entire new perspective. So, man, a lot of these stories have just came through life experiences of myself, through players that I've worked with, and just seeing examples of how important mindset tools are. And in that book, there's 28 different mindset tools each day. So 28 days is the generally accepted term to create a habit, form a habit. And I think habits are great, routines are great, but a lifestyle, day 29 is your choice to make it a lifestyle. And that's when you start getting into your flow, into your zone, where habits become lifestyle.
Either make the choice or not on that 29th day.
Totally. Yep.
Right?
It's your choice. Yes. So
that's why the programs of exercise sometimes fail, because you follow a program and you never make it a lifestyle. See, the only way to make it a lifestyle is you must have the mentality that it's not the trainer, it's me going to train.
Exactly.
Right.
And you get it too on that point, like as leaders that we are, if we continue to just tell people how to do it, they'll never be able to learn. But if we show them, if we give them the fish, they won't know. But if we teach them how to fish, they can fish for life. And that's the whole thing with leadership,
Yes,
with
sir.
being a teammate, as you
Tell
know.
them all the time, David. Let me dance first. Because when you can show them how to dance, David. Yes, sir. I see. Because people don't get that. Like I get excited when I hear that because a lot of people see change and they freeze like a deer in headlights. But when you say pivot, pivot can be one small adjustment to changing your entire future, to changing your entire destiny. One small adjustment, and everything changes.
That's it. And that's the thing too. Like everything that we do is a preparation for that opportunity to come. All these mindset tools, these daily habits, everything, all this work that we're putting into us, we're preparing for this great opportunity. But we don't know when that great opportunity is going to come. But we do know if we prepare day after day after day after day, we will be ready for when it comes. But if we don't, we won't be ready. And we know that that opportunity will come on a timing, God's timing, that's far better than we can even imagine.
Speak, Deacon David. Oh, Deacon David, don't woke me up now, Deacon David.
That's the first time I've been called that, but I will take that nickname.
Don't worry, Deacon. Speak the word.
But isn't it crazy though? Like how many times do you see that, right? Like my friend Jeremy Lin, who had this time, Lin Sanity in the NBA, he was 3 days away from getting cut, sent home, and probably being done with basketball. But he prepared day after day, prepared his ass off, got that opportunity, hundreds of millions of dollars after that.
You can write your own story.
Yep.
What do you think about? And I'm gonna let you go, man, because you've been gracious. What do you think about when you hear me say mindset versus reality?
Oh, that's a great question, Ray.
Oh, David, I ain't just sitting here just to play around.
That is a deep question to ask. So, here it is, Ray. Here's what I think. So I think mindset, yes, obviously it is a state of mind, a set that you can set your mind into. Reality is another thing. But when you merge these together, they're two different things. But I think there's an ability to merge these together. And here's how you do it. You create your story daily. Ray, right next to me, I have a list. I'm going to show this to you right now. I got a list. New York Times bestsellers. I got my next book. It's going to be up there at the top. So I see that every single day. I got this stage right here speaking in front of 100,000 people. I'm going to do that someday. So I start merging my mindset where I see these daily to live in this reality, and that's where they eventually cross. It's the power of speaking something into existence too. Like when I said, hey, I want to become an author. I want to write books. Everybody's like, no, you're a basketball coach, NBA basketball coach.
Right.
And I kept telling people. Then all of a sudden people were like, hey, David, how's that book coming? And now we come on this stuff. You're like author. So it's the power of taking your mindset and merging it with your reality, also with the understanding that it is not going to happen overnight, nor would you want it to happen overnight. If it happens too fast, you don't build those roots. You don't set that foundation for success.
You are okay with the journey.
Yep.
When you are balanced, when you are consistent, when you practice these affirmations daily, the reason why you're excited about getting up is you realize I'm in full control.
Totally, man.
Not of the reality, but of my mindset. Right? The reality is where I grew up, maybe I couldn't change that. But my mindset say what I've seen. It says, speak and it shall be so. It said the power of life and death is found in the tongue. Oh, David. Oh, we can go to church. We can go to church today.
Yes. Hey, yes. Now that's Deacon Ray, man. That's great. Hey, the reality of control is in God's hands. We get to control our mindset. Boom. You hit it, brother.
Control my mindset. That's it.
That's it. You need to write a book on that right there, Ray.
David Nurse, don't leave me out of the book. We'll go 50-50. Send me the title later over email and let's get this done. We need to take this show on the road, David Nurse. I'm
go, man. Let's go.
Brother,
yes,
God bless you. Thank you, man. Thank you purely from the bottom of my heart. You're absolutely amazing. Your energy is contagious. It comes through the stream. Write that quote down. Write that quote down at the end about that book. Man. We need to do that. We need to do that because a lot of people listening, man, and they just want the right direction. And I appreciate you helping us, keeping them directed in the right way.
Right, man. Hey. Thank you, brother. Thank you for having me on. I appreciate your heart, man. Your heart to serve, your heart to show people the kingdom through what you're doing. So Dude, it's amazing. And there's some people I want to introduce you to. I'd love to get you on my friend Ed Milet's podcast, who's a massive podcast. You would vibe with that guy. You'd be great on that, man. I'll send you over some potential big ones if you want to get on them.
Send me over some, David. You know, Sugar like to dance. Hey, man, be good, brother. Good night, man.
Appreciate you, brother.
With your time, brother. I appreciate you.
Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Amazing energy. I do not want to stop the energy. You cannot stop this energy. This energy is absolutely contagious. I got to get my coaching here with championship mentality. Everybody who's connected, locking in. This is what I think we have to choose. And that's why I want to get coaching here on championship mentality, because if you talk about mindset versus reality, there's a simple answer. It's a choice. And that's where I want Coach. Coach, get in here, man. What's up, baby? You look good, Coach. Coach, you look good. Yes.
Hey, man. Good to see you all, man. It's a pleasure to be here. What a show, man. It was so great listening to David and a lot of his points, man. It really hit home for us, man. And a lot of the championship mentality principles are what we've been talking about for over a year, man. But today, reality versus a mindset, it's amazing because that's the power of a human being. Like there's no other animal on God's earth that has the ability to choose and could just make changes like that. And I thank God for the power of imagination. Like he's the creator of the universe.
Yes, sir.
And if we were made in his likeness, that means we have his nature. And so the power of a human being in imagination, we can look at our reality, see where we are, and take a trip in our mind to where we want to be.
So what it could be.
And then come back into the reality and make a choice and decisions to help us get there. That's the power of a human being. That's the power of choice. And that's what this show is talking about today. Very powerful principle.
Bro, positive mind produces a positive reality. That's why I'm asking the question. If you win in your mind, you will win in reality. Right? All of these things, you are always in control of your mindset. Let's be simple. This is, I need someone today to get this. You control your mindset, the reality of what I had to go through as a kid, or what we all have to go through individually, or what Monte had to go through when he was left the bank, and all these situations. The reality has its own real time, but your mindset, the subconscious mind, the one where you bury it at. That man said relentless consistency.
Yes.
Right? You know, that's our thing. That we live that. We live that. Right? And so when you hear it and you hear somebody affirm that, right? The reason why they say like-minded spirits will find each other, right? People that's equally yoked will find each other. What you put out will come back, because it's as real as it's ever gonna get. And I'm telling you, in a time where everything is so confusing and everything look like it's going backwards, the only chance you got is to take care of your own mindset.
Yes. And never judge your destiny, man, by the location of your birth.
My goodness. Boy, he done took me back to church.
It don't matter where you was born, man. You know, because a lot of times where I'm from, we use that as an excuse. Never dictate your destiny, man, based off the location of your birth. So you got the power of imagination. You got the power of creativity. Just what the show is talking about. You could go outside and you could use your mind in a great way. But I'm going to tell you, Ray, before we go, there's some keys to this. And I think a lot of us, including myself, had problems with this, because when you're in that transition period from your reality versus where your mind is showing you where you can go, sometimes we lack patience and willingness. And I think patience is a key, because you could be presented with a problem while you're waiting. Like, say, for an example, if you're having problems with your financial situation and you saving money, you could feel like you broke. And so those feelings come in a problem, but you really working on becoming rich, working on that reality. When you're looking to set boundaries for yourself and you set new boundaries, you could feel alone. but at the same time, you're healing because you're establishing a standard for healthy relationships. When you're working out, you could feel weak, but at the same time, your reality, you're manifesting what you're visualizing while you're working out. You're becoming stronger. So a lot of times you could feel like you're going through something during that transition period, but you got to stay patient and you got to keep applying action, man. So to those out there that say, you know what, I see where I am. I don't like where I am. I do realize now that I have the power within me to change my reality. Don't lose the journey. Don't lose the process. David talked about overnight success. I haven't seen one yet. You know, when I got America's Favorite Trainer, I had already been training for 18 years. Somebody had just heard of me.
Whoa.
You know what I mean? When you started working out and going to the University of Miami, when they said, who was that freshman on the field? They didn't know you had started working out when you was 8 years old, trying to get money to get on the football team. And so
reality versus mindset.
Yeah. But for somebody out there, you can get whatever you visualize and whatever you manifest, but just have patience along the way. And remember, sometimes it don't feel like you're getting there, but it's those little steps along the way that help you get there closer.
I'm going to go before I bring out this holy oil that my mama just gave me, boy, because I'm finna throw this holy oil through the screen. Now, you flirting with the Holy Ghost now? I'm telling you, T, you got to stop this mess.
No, man, it's just that, we realized this. Everything David talked about, you visualize getting a pick.
Visualized it. That man was speaking my exact life.
Yeah, so you got
everything I visioned. My reality. My reality was they said I was too small, too short. They said I would never play in the National Football League. And I started to realize that people actually was halfway crazy because they was judging me on the reality and not my mindset.
Exactly.
You hadn't spent the day with me, but you can tell me how far I'm willing to go or not go.
And the power is we creators. By the one who gifted us with the dominion. King of kings. Yes. He gave it to us to be creators just like him.
Boy, I got to go and be all night. I tell you, I'll be all night. Sometimes you leave church when it's this good. Don't walk out. Your blessing is the next step.
Oh, man. You are your only limits, man. Free your mind.
Love you, get out of here. I'll call you a little later.
Okay, champ.
All right, baby. Good seeing you. See, first of all, this when your spirit is full, right? This when that cup starts to overflow a little bit. Because when you throw out things, karma is the realest thing out. So what energy you throw out, the right people find you and it just comes back to you in so many different ways. Our minds give us power over every circumstance. This week, challenge this one thought. Whatever we plant and nourish in our subconscious mind will surely become our reality. Watch what you eat. Watch what you go to bed listening to. Watch what you wake up to. And you want me to tell you the greatest distraction ever is you being stuck in your comfort zone, which then becomes your reality. The right mindset, it gives you this order. This week, you got to write down 5 things that you have not done, that you were supposed to do. But your reality stopped you because it got in the way of your mindset. So the vision that you were supposed to put on a piece of paper, or the job that you said you was going to get, or the money you said you was going to make, that got caught in your reality. So your mindset couldn't kick in. See, it's all a process. This week, the process is simple. It's time to claim what you need. Claim what's necessary in your life. And when you come back next week, be intentional and be consistent enough to take 40,000 negative thoughts You got to do something with them. If you don't, they ultimately control you. God bless you. Thank you for joining us. Always no excuses in life not to find a better you. But this week, mindset versus reality. I can tell you one thing. My reality never dictated my effort. Actually, it was the opposite. God bless you.